Hello boys and girls, welcome to my channel. I'm for Classic and welcome to Dynasty Warriors Origins. So this game was released quite a while and I'm using the demo version in order to try this game out. I did try this on the GTX 1650 Super in the past and the game was very VRAM hungry, but it was playable nonetheless. So I'm in here trying it out now on the RX 6700 XT just to see how it does perform. And first and foremost, I'm trying at 1080p max settings in here, textures on super maximum. You could see in the options menu the amount of VRAM being used, which is a lot for some reason on this game. And the performance, it is pretty great. It's above 60 frames per second. It doesn't nail the 120, but it seems to be, the root cause for this seems to be regarding the CPU performance. It seems that the CPU, it is not enough to provide that great of experience, and if you look to the CPU usage, you can see that the CPU is incredibly at 90%, 87%. I'm recording, which doesn't help either, but still, it's very CPU hungry, and GPU usage is at 80%. So yeah, we have in here kind of a sometimes even 30% of bottleneck. Keep in mind that I'm using PCI Express 3 instead of PCI Express 4, which might impact a little bit the performance too. Not much, but it can also impact. But still, at 1080p, all I can say is that you can expect a performance above than 60, and probably if you have a better CPU, you can expect to achieve better frame rate. But that's essentially that, and I'm not shocked that I'm CPU bottlenecked, given that this game it's not really very GPU intensive, and most of the demandingness seems to be related with the amount of characters or NPCs on screen. So yeah, I will be very quick with this game since I know that most of the people don't care about this. So I will move on to 1440p this time around. So for 1440p, let me just show you the settings again. It's just for you to be sure that I'm not tricking anyone. So 1440p TAA, alright, no VSync. And I'm using the absolutely maximum in here. If you look to the VRAM usage on the upper bar, the upper corner, or even on the MS Afterburner, you can see that the VRAM is full. And despite I tested the game like this, I would probably decrease texture quality to high instead of the maximum, since the VRAM it is entirely full. But I didn't encounter any issue with playing with the VRAM full in this game, but still I would probably, yeah, I would probably decrease the texture quality. Nonetheless, the performance it is essentially very much the same as the 1080p, mostly because I was bottlenecked at 1080p, and I feel like I'm still being bottlenecked at 1440p, but less bottlenecked, alright? So we saw a drop in here to the 50s, but it quickly recovered. Keep in mind again that I'm recording and that causes impact issues, or performance penalties I mean, because I do believe that without recording these drops doesn't really happen. But if it does happen, my suggestion is for you to start on decreasing the texture quality, given that we are just hitting the limits of the 12 gigabytes of VRAM in here. And so, and again, like I said, performance it is expectable to be above than 60, and if you have a better CPU, you might get like a couple of frames, but I'm not expecting anything special at 1440p. At 1080p it seems that a better CPU will definitely offer much better performance, but at 1440p I don't think that you have much more performance than I have in here. Alright, so that's what you can expect. Alright, so let's move on and finally to 4K. So 4K, let me again just show you how it does look like. I'm starting on with the median settings in here. So texture quality it is set to high since it doesn't go over budget with the VRAM, and the graphics quality are set to median. And this is at 4K. Unfortunately at 4K and even median settings we are not really able to sustain a 60 frames per second experience, so you are just in here pretty much in the middle ground, so at 40s, 39, 38. Even 36. My suggestion it is, if you go with 4K median settings, lock the game to 30 frames per second. Alright, since you won't be getting 60 anyway. So just lock it to 30 and have a good 30 frames per second experience with the 4K. I didn't try it out low settings. Well, I did, but I didn't record because that's a huge downgrade compared to the median settings. So I would say that the minimal plausible and the good balance in between graphics quality and performance, it is really the median settings. But yeah, even at the median settings, we don't get pretty much 60 frames per second. Okay, to finish this up, I would try it out 4K with the almost maximum settings. The only thing I did decrease it was the texture quality too high, because with the maximum we were over budget of the VRAM, and the maximum settings compared to the median, it's not really that different when it comes to the performance. It is slightly worse, but it's mostly the same. Okay, and I got a big stutter. I'm not sure why that happened. But still, yeah, the core experience should be the same. So just pick median or high, whatever you feel great for you. Don't forget to decrease the texture quality from maximum to high if you are going to play at 1440p or 4K. But yeah, it's pretty much the core experience that you can expect from Dynasty Warriors Origins. I'm not doing in here a very extended video regarding the performance because I don't think most of the people will need. I'm just trying out the battle. This is the demo version, so the final version of the game might be even different or more optimized or with more options, I don't know. But this is what you can expect mostly regarding the Dynasty Warriors Origins running on an RX 6700 XT. So it was a very, very, very quick look of the game's performance, so hope you did enjoy it. And with this I end up my video. Thank you a lot for watching, and I do hope to see you soon. Goodbye.